Welcome back, everybody. You got Will and I-Man here from The Block Runner, and today we're going to be talking about MetaZone.
MetaZone stuff.
Yeah. So a little preface with everything that's going on. So we jumped into Decentraland 2019. The beta launched at the end of 2019, and we started MetaZone at that time. And now we've sort of added a new feature into the MetaZone platform that is focused on the creators and tokenizing their IP.
Yeah.
That sounds kind of fancy, right?
It does sound fancy. It made for a good, article headline. So I guess maybe in the
Yeah, in the
this
description.
is actually going to be embedded within that article, in case you guys didn't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, and on YouTube, it'll be in the description as well, the article we're referring to, just because that's the way we like to do it. Get our thoughts on paper, but also like through this format, this, video recording, because it's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
I think, and it's our bread and butter at this point. We've been doing this for, I don't even know how many years, probably like 3 or 4.
Yeah. Feels like 6 or 7. But
Exactly. But yeah, we just want to go through, I guess, like our thought process to why. I mean, we're always developing new tools and features for creators, right? Like creators.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not the only ones involved in our platform, but it starts with them.
Yeah,
without the creators, like none of the other pieces within the ecosystem like really have a purpose.
That's right. That's right.
So the more tools or features we could develop for you guys, the more powerful you will become over time. And really that's our objective. Right?
Yeah. You emphasize that in the article that below, if you're reading, we talk about the power of the creator.
Yeah.
And that's what we're focused on, increasing the power, the power output of the creator. Not
just power, but also like making sure you retain possession of the power you can create for yourself as a creator, right? In the metaverse space. So, everything blockchain is all about ownership, ensuring you have true ownership of what it is you own.
Yep.
Did that even make sense? Ownership of what it is you own?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
So like you could verifiable ownership.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Okay. And also it's truly in your control. So like in these, let's break down a scenario where like a creator might want to leverage these MetaMark NFTs, right?
Well, one of the use cases is that our platform, through these MetaMark NFTs, we maintain the connection between the creator and their creation.
Yeah.
And so the metaverse sort of acts like the operating system of like the 3D ownership layer.
Yeah.
And so in that operating system, you have apps that are running on top of that operating system. In the same way, when you download an app for your phone, it's an app running within an operating system.
Yeah.
And so maintaining that connection means that the developers have the burden to maintain those apps.
Mm-hmm.
So it increases the kind of the user experience when people are purchasing these apps and then deploying on their world, and the developer maintains those applications, right? Because the alternative is that you would have to go and maintain your own content that's deployed on your land, and the experience from something like that would be kind of terrible. You would have to go into find like the creator's GitHub, get their updated files, and then bring those files into your land, and like it's a whole mess. And so we have to maintain that connection so that the burden is always on the developer. So that's what the MetaMarks do. And so part of the MetaMarks functionality is when a purchase happens on your land, on a meta that is created by the creators on the MetaZone platform. Mm-hmm. When a purchase is made, the fee is split between the meta owner, the landowner, the creator, the platform, and so the ETH address used for the destination of, let's say, the creator is dictated by who owns the MetaMark.
Yeah.
And so MetaMark represents another, utility aspect of MetaZone's creations, right? MetaZone's like platform.
Yeah.
So we like utility NFTs.
Yep.
And with the new PFP project called Moonbirds, they keep talking about utility in their NFT. So it's becoming one of the more like buzzworthy, types of implementations in the NFT space. But nothing more important than like the metaverse and like actual utility.
Yeah.
So that's the main focus of MetaMarks, and so we kind of wanted to show you what that looks like. So here's the article. This is kind of like Inception. We're talking about the article while you're probably
going
on the
to
article.
exist within it. Yeah, it is kind of weird, but
yeah. So So yeah, I definitely invite you guys to kind of read through here, and it does a really good job at explaining the main use case of like tokenizing IP, and
and its value specifically within the MetaZone ecosystem, right? Because all the pieces are aligned in order to give like whoever owns these MetaMark NFTs, like all those rights, is like you talked about earlier, like the revenue allocation in particular for like the life cycle of these creations, right?
Yeah.
Because these are deployable assets, meaning like they have function to them. Like you said, utility is a big focus these days in the NFT space. So there's nothing more functional than like an actual 3D asset that can be deployed in the metaverse, and it is basically a living asset, right? It's people are interacting with it and potentially spending money to extract whatever value it is this content creates, right, within itself. So,
to engage, yeah.
So whoever owns that or who created that, as you're an origin creator, you're always going to be the one who receives that stream of revenue. But for whatever reason, if some other third party thinks they could maybe, I don't know, leverage this asset much more.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Like in a better capability than you are as a creator. I don't know. Maybe they have a better marketing angle.
Yeah,
and we've seen this before, like in the traditional NFT space with the Bored Apes,
Yuga Labs,
CryptoPunks.
Yeah, CryptoPunks and Meebits.
Yeah, I mean, everybody knows the Yuga Labs, like they're marketing gurus, right? Like, so I think they probably presented this prospect to Larva Labs, like, listen, like, give us your intellectual property that you've done so well at creating, right? You've galvanized this community, you created this cool line of assets. Transfer that over to us and like let us take it to the next level. So and they're probably like, you know what, dude, you guys are gonna do a much better job than us. Go ahead, you can have it. Yeah. Right? So that's traditionally how IP transfers like happen in like the real world.
So technically, let's think about what that means. So whenever Meebits are sold in the secondary market or any other NFTs, though the ETH address used to receive the royalties is I mean, it's locked to whoever created that ETH address, right? The private keys. And so now whenever this IP purchase happened between Yuga Labs and Larva Labs, they have to exchange private keys and all this stuff in order to actually facilitate the IP transfer, because now Yuga Labs is the one who owns the secondary sales, right? So with what we created with MetaMarks is, if you created a meta and I wanted to purchase the IP rights to that meta because I think I can do a better marketing job than you, I'm going to purchase it, right? I'll give you some ETH and you give me the MetaMark. Yeah. All the secondary sales, all the primary sales, anything that that is represented by that MetaMark, goes to my ETH address now. Yeah,
I didn't have to ask MetaZone's permission or nothing. Like, I didn't have to consult with anybody, like some sort of like internal dev. Yeah, nothing like that. And it's just pure, party to party, peer-to-peer agreements, and then like the transfers are completely in your control,
as you would expect, right? That's what blockchain's about. Like,
so all we're doing, we're just leveraging like the existing technology and giving it a new purpose, like for what we feel is like a somewhat like not needed middleman process, right? And that's like kind of like the root and heart of a lot of blockchains, like spirit, or I don't know, like the overall mission is to kind of like automate these kind of things, remove as much middleman involvement and like intervention and all these kind of like agreements. Making like a trustless type environment. So this is our way to contribute to that, and again, like to give creators more power, more control over their own creations. So.
Yeah. So here's some of what a MetaMark looks like. So there's ours, right? So this MetaMark represents the entire platform's IP, right? Here it is. Yep. And then here's the reinforcer MetaMark, the hologram MetaMark, and like here's the different individual creators who've made content. Yeah. And so one thing I kind of wanted to outline, and this is, I guess, temporary. So if you're watching this video about a year from now, like all this is taken care of. But for I guess those of you in the real-time space, like right now in 2022, one of the questions is, when will I receive my MetaMark? And so any new creator that submits content into MetaZone, all that content are going to be NFTs. The creator will receive their MetaMark NFT, and right out of the box, you get your MetaMark for new creators.
Yeah.
So right now we have a bunch of creators who have submitted content, have sold content on MetaZone, who don't have a MetaMark yet. And so that's going to be another migration process for us in order to get everybody their MetaMarks completely issued. So it's only temporary. This is like a transition period, but pretty soon everyone will have a MetaMark. And I mean, if you're watching this, months later, I'm pretty sure everyone will have their MetaMark. So yeah, that's I guess the only stipulation here. But yeah.
Okay, I think that's pretty much. I mean, the only other thing to really discuss about is, I guess, in the comments or join us in the Discord if you have any thoughts or feedback about all of this, and especially with the MetaMark design itself for the NFT. Like we've debated whether or not to
add like a
border,
like
a standardized representation of a MetaMark, just to keep it separate from because
this looks like a meta.
Yeah, it is the meta. Like this is the content that these creators spun up.
Yeah,
and they're listing through MetaZone, and people can buy this stuff. Like this helicopter is an actual thing in the metaverse that flies around, and it's revenue generating. You could pay for people to fly on your helicopter. So, but yeah, if you go to MetaZone, you're going to see this exact same representation of that. So maybe there needs to be like a distinguishing quality, like as far as like the representation of a MetaMark. You guys let us know.
Yeah.
If not, then it's fine. We'll just leave it like this.
I definitely think it needs some sort of distinguishing feature.
Think so?
Yeah, like a border or something. Some sort of icon or
like a background or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, just let us know what you guys think. And yeah, we're excited. Just, keep pumping out more tools, more cool features for you guys, and, see the ecosystem grow and become what we think it can be, right?
Yeah, and ultimately this is still the beginning. There's a ton more tools and features left to be built, and one of those is like making all of these deployable in multiple metaverses, right? And so this IP, this MetaMark that represents your IP is going to be even more valuable, because what if your metas that you've created are now deployable in like 100 different metaverses? There might be an entity out there that wants your IP just because you exist in potentially hundreds of metaverses. So eventually these MetaMarks, could be like another asset tool for the creator themselves. So yeah, this is a kind of an important feature that we anticipate is going to be even more important as, we continue development here. So,
yep.
All right. Well, I appreciate you guys watching and listening to us about MetaMarks and MetaZone and creating for the metaverse. There's still a lot to be created, a lot more creators to make content. And make sure you follow us on Twitter at The Block Runner and also at MetaZone.io. And until then, we'll catch you in the next video.
Peace.